imagine you have it all, a lucrative international consultancy, jetting around, advising some of the most prestigious and high-profile dealerships such as BMWs of the world, Mercedes, etc. Money is no longer a concern. In fact, your lifestyle is well beyond mere comfort. Now imagine giving all that up overnight, moving to a mountainside monastery and becoming a beekeeper. Now your income is reduced dramatically, but you feel that your life is suddenly filled with new meaning as you support that monastic community, fall deeply in love with intricate life of bees, and also mentor and support those beekeepers in the nearby villages. Now also picture this. You run an international educational consultancy company with important but financially stressful projects. While at home, you're also caring after your adult child who has profound disabilities and growing financial needs. Anxiety sets in. Should I abandon your dream and opt for guaranteed paycheck? And at your lowest moment, a letter arrives, a very heartfelt letter arrives, signed by 15 schoolgirls from one of the Asian countries. Each signature accompanied by carefully folded origami heart to powerfully remind you how much impact your work has had. And then you remember why you actually embarked on this journey. These are just two of the real stories from my doctoral dissertation. Entrepreneurs frequently feel that they love what they do. But beneath the surface, there are currents of pressures, difficult choices to be made, and compromises that lurk behind the corner. Why is it that some experiences ignite profound fulfillment while others leave us with disappointment or burnout? I was over 40 when I embarked on my dissertation journey. So if I was to spend a couple of years of my life on that research, it had to align with my values. As a scholar, I believe that research is not just about publications or even credentials. It is a moral act deeply connected to our own story. As a follower of Christ and a habitual entrepreneur, I decided to focus on the lived experiences of Christian-identifying entrepreneuring individuals. And don't ask me why I phrased it this way. It has something to do with how the scholarship goes. So Christian-identifying entrepreneuring individuals, and to examine their life stories. Asking how do they make sense of their faith, their entrepreneurial journey, and life's inevitable challenges. I embraced phenomenology, which does not intend to solve any problems or test any theories. It focuses on understanding human experience deeply. It examines life's complexities from within the lived experiences, trying to understand how we make sense of being human together. I started the research with simple belief that all of our lives are stories, unique stories, and also that our life story determines our identity. In order to uncover those stories, I combined Seidman's phenomenological method with the McAdams so-called narrative identity interviews. The result? 40 deep conversations, almost 55 hours of recordings and over 1,000 pages of heartfelt storytelling. I spoke with entrepreneurs here in the Maritimes, across Canada, and even internationally. Some running non-profit, mission-based organizations, others faith-based initiatives within churches, or even for-profit businesses across farming, handcraft, global health, and education, and so on. Each of those conversations revealed how faith and entrepreneurship intricately intertwine to produce meaning and purpose. Now, I want to pause here to give you a cautionary tale. Just recently, I read a fascinating study about the power of smile. And they established that if one is not smiling in their high school yearbook, their life will be full of problems, including marital problems. So I frantically found my own photo, and I was not smiling. And as panic set in, I remembered this year I'll be celebrating 30 years of marriage, so I'm okay. A big smile came back to my face. Why share this? All research, especially the type of research that I did, has to come with caution. I specifically focused on a subculture of a Christian identifying entrepreneurs who were driven by their radical faith to transcend self-interest and materialism that is so common in the mainstream entrepreneurship. Phenomenology warns us, never generalize. Now, having said that, here is the paradox, uncovered by none other than Kierkegaard, with the famous Christian existentialist, who said that sometimes, not always, but sometimes, universal truths emerge from deeply personal experiences. Also, Reason and Rowan in 1981, they also mentioned that often the most personal and particular is also the most general. So there is some utility hearing these particular stories and the conclusions, but we cannot generalize them. The life stories that I examined of these Christian identifying entrepreneurs revealed something remarkable. These individuals carried 3 intricately intertwined narrative identities in them. The spiritual self, rooted in their faith and meaning. The committed self, inspired by service and positive impact. And entrepreneurial self, characterized by broad initiative taking and desire to create something out of nothing. Now, they did not consciously separate these 3 different identities. In fact, the entrepreneurial self seemed to be animated and activated by the other, the spiritual self and the committed self, to bring about action in service beyond profits. Do regular check-ins, purpose check-ins, that is. Reflect on your mission deeply. Make sure your true motivation guides each and every one of your actions, because there will be times when there will be pressure to deviate. Number 2, create healthy boundaries. Actively protect your own vision and guard from those stressors, financial stressors, extra demands. Guard your core purpose vigilantly. And finally, cultivate peer support. Cultivate relationships with your mentors and like-minded entrepreneurs. This has to be underscored, like-minded entrepreneurs. Those who are willing to encourage you on that integrated path that you're on. So today, I want to challenge all the aspiring entrepreneurs as well as well-established founders to reassess your motivation. True entrepreneurial success is not just about profits. It thrives where the life's realities meet unwavering commitment and calling for purposeful work. As you leave today, carry this truth with you, that the most fulfilling entrepreneurial journey is not the one that changes your own circumstances. It should change you and hopefully circumstances of those around you for the better. Thank you very much.